Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about one of the big problems I see out there, and it's very unfortunate, but it is the reality. And that is the fact that there are many programs out there that are specifically written for, marketed to, and cater to the lazy. And anyone who understands training programming on any fundamental level, or particularly on an advanced level, anyone who's a coach, who I get paid to give people results at this point, if they're not getting the results they want, they fire me. So I have an incentive to maximize people's results. I have a financial incentive to do so. I recognize shitty, lazy programming when I see it. And there's a lot of people, including other YouTubers, who market exactly that. They market exactly that. Lazy programming, because they know that half of their audience are lazy. And let's call it what it is. I mean, we can look through even America today. Telling me half the population isn't lazy? Hell yeah, they are. Now, people say, well, Jason, you can say that about training because you work from home. And it's like, I run 2 home businesses. I work a 60-hour week. To get everything done that I need to do is at least a 60-hour work week. I work 7 days a week. And I train hard. So just because I do it at home, it's not lazy. I do that for time management, efficiency, having everything I need, not having to deal with nonsense or BS. All right? I do it because that's what I need to do. I do it because that's what I need to do. It's the exact opposite of laziness. That's preparing. It's having a game plan. So let's come over to the point of what we mean by lazy training. I don't know, anything that has you do reverse pyramids. And I've had clients who found that out the hard way. They bought some of these popular reverse pyramid trainings and programs, and what happens? They do them, they get piss poor results. They think they're getting some results. And then they realize they're not. Then they hire me and I put them through real work. And they're like, oh my God, this is way harder. Like, the reverse pyramid stuff is easy. I thought it seemed great. It was marketed so well. It's lazy. It's for lazy, useless pieces of shit who don't want to work. And it's marketed by pretty boys, some of whom I like, actually. Use a little bit of gear. Maybe they don't even train the way they show you. And they've been doing it a real long time. Okay? They've been getting their gains for a very long time. And they market it because they know the people listening are lazy. Oh man, you telling me I can be out of the gym in 30 minutes? 3 times a week? Hell yeah. Alright, anything that's marketed as efficient. We know that's an issue. And I'm not saying we don't need efficient workouts. If you have a very busy work schedule, we have to discuss efficiency. And you know what? I have to deal with that with clients. I have clients who only have 45 minutes to train. I don't let them train only 3 days a week. You tell me you can only work out for 45 minutes. There's not a snowball's chance in hell you're only going to the gym 3 days. And if that's what you can do, it's going to be tough to get you results. So yeah, I have guys who run conjugate 4 days a week for less than an hour. They're in and out of the gym in 45 minutes. We're very careful with their time management. We don't reverse pyramid. But anyone who talks about efficiency, that's when you know there's a problem. Why? Because efficiency and optimal are oftentimes mutually exclusive. When we're dealing with something like training, not saying they always are, but oftentimes they are. What's efficient? To cram as much work as you can, as short as you can, and get out. Right? It's to make the most gains for every minute you spend in the gym. What's optimal? To do whatever you have to do to get the most results possible. You guys see the conflict there? Efficient is good use of your time. Meaning get the most out of the shortest time you can. Just try to get maybe 60-70% of your results and get out. Okay? Optimal says I'm going to get 99 to 100% of my gains. I'm going to get everything. I'm going to get every last drop of strength and muscle that I can get. That's optimal. understand there's a vast difference between the two. And there were times when I used to say, hey, we could do efficient, because a lot of my guys were average Joes. They want to train efficient. But you know what? That's not what we need to be doing. We need to be getting people strong. We need to be getting people jacked. And we don't do that by being efficient unless you're forced to. And if you're forced to, then you can figure out how to make it work. But when they talk about being efficient with workouts, that's where that is a lazy person's workout. And again, I'm not saying people who work an 80-hour week are lazy. But most of these clowns who are buying these programs are not doing it and getting the really abbreviated programs because they work an 80-hour week. Okay, that's not why they're doing it. I've seen a lot of them. These are guys that work, sometimes go to school. They're a student. Right, that is not hard work. By comparison to a really true stressful job. And anyone who thinks it is, who's a student doing an undergrad, you're going to be in for a harsh dose of reality in a few years. So, that's a sign. How about if they only train legs once a week? That's a dead giveaway. You only train legs once a week instead of an upper lower. Half of your training time isn't spent on legs. Well, you already know this is lazy training. Now, it's always accompanied with, well, what if I don't care about legs? Or I don't need them. I want to be an upper body specialist. Remember when Alpha Destiny said that for years, and he admitted finally recently, he came out and said, you know what, I admit that was me being lazy, and I'm going to correct that. Okay? I can actually respect that. I can respect the fact that the guy said I was a lazy, useless piece of crap for years. I admit it, and I'm going to do better. I actually respect that. I respect that. I'll give the man props for that, especially if he follows through. Training the legs once a week. The exception to that would be certain very, very heavily enhanced powerlifters who have so much axial loading they can only handle it. But look at their training volumes. There are some guys out there who do that. But do you think they do 5 sets of squats and quit? The guys who do that once a week squatting thing. I know some serious elite powerlifters who are like that. I've met some. Always Eastern Bloc guys. They're always Slavic or Russian. Squat day, bench day, deadlift day. And accessories. They do like 10 sets of really heavy ass squats. And I'm talking sometimes 10 sets to failure of 10 reps. And then use linear periodization. Okay, and then accessories. All right, that's a little bit different. Most people, you need to be doing lower body twice a week. If you're not, you're training lazy. Training lazy. Come on. Anytime it's this case of trying to reduce the workload, they're trying to be efficient. Oh, if we just do a couple of triple drop sets, it'll be hardcore, we can get out. And they do that in place of doing work. As if there's any data anywhere showing that these, I hate bodybuilder terms, intensity methods. As if there's the research actually shows they work. No, taking a set to failure, you're going to get about the most growth you're going to get out of that set. Extending it beyond just beating you up and making you think you're doing more, and you can get out of the gym quicker and be lazy. Unless you're one of those guys doing 15 sets of that stuff, in which case more power to you. That guy's doing shitty programming, but he's still going to get jacked. Do you know why? Because he is training his ass off. I would never write a program like that. But I can tell you that guy's still going to get results. They may not be perfect and they won't be ideal. But that's the thing. Sometimes poorly written programming, if you just train hard enough and consistent enough, still gets you really jacked and strong. That's the funny part about it. Because it's still good. It might be bad programming. It might not be optimal programming. But if you train hard enough, you have a lot more wiggle room. And that's the truth. That's the reality. But that's the thing. When you have programming written for lazy people, it's going to instill and program laziness as a virtue. And when laziness becomes seen as a virtue, oh yeah, we have these workouts for people who want to live their life and not spend all day in the gym. Oh, we're going to do this to be efficient, just get you in and out real fast. We're making laziness a virtue. Guess what? It doesn't work. It's marketing hype because they know there's tons of people who are going to buy into that. It's a gimmick. It's hype. It doesn't work. All right, guys. Well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.